One of the best strategies to implement for midday trading is when you have price trying to reclaim either an opening print or the 15-minute range. I usually use this strategy anytime after 10:30 because a lot of the times price pulls back and we get a retest of that level, and if we usually cannot break through that level, bounce or rejection off of that level gives us a very good entry. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys a trade breakdown while using these levels. Now, if you're not familiar with a lot of these levels that I'm going to mention today, such as the opening print or the 15-minute range break, look at one of the videos that I've done in the past on these levels to kind of break down exactly what those levels are. Let's get into it. All right, so this is one of the trades that I took around closer to 10:30. And the whole idea behind this trade is, first of all, you have this opening print. So what an opening print is, this is where buyers and sellers decide for that particular stock that the price of the stock is going to open up, right? So we open up around the 69.34, right? SPX pulls back a little bit, then pushes higher, ends up closing around 69.40. We come back, we break this level, and then we continue to break down. After these three candles, you get a 15-minute range from those. So let's draw those out so you have a better idea of how to implement this strategy, right? This is that first 15 minutes high, and this red candle right here is going to be that low of that 15-minute break. So assuming you missed this trade right here where we have a bounce, retest, and then it kind of continues. So this strategy is something you can use later on in the day. So here we come back, we try to reclaim that opening print, which is around 69.36. We're not able to break through, we get that rejection. So usually for these reversal trades, I don't like to jump in right at that initial rejection candle. I try to give price a little bit of time and push away from that level so I have more confidence and a higher chance of pushing against that level. So once we get that rejection, right, that second candle also pushes towards that 15-minute range. So the trade for me to take here is going to be that 15-minute range break, right, which is right around this candle. The moment we are coming for that break, this is where you're going to look for that entry, right? A lot of people like to take an entry right around that rejection of opening print while using that as your stop loss. The reason why I didn't take this trade here is because this was the second day of the year that I've been trading, and I didn't want to take any extra risky trade, meaning if I just jump in on the first rejection candle and it stops me out, now that's a red trade for me. So when I'm first starting out in 2026, I want to make sure that I build a cushion. I'm going to make a video on that coming in the next week or two for you guys that focus completely on how you want to start your 2026 once this month ends. So that's why I didn't use that entry point, but that is a very good entry point once you have some sort of a cushion. It does come with a little bit of extra risk, but looking at this, if I had taken that trade right at that rejection of opening print, once this candle closes, right, and using that opening print level as my stop loss, I would have added on at least 20 to 30% of profit on top of the 80% that I made. But because I'm playing it a little bit more safe, right, rejection of the opening print, retest off that 15-minute range, and using this candle as my stop loss, which is around 69.28. This is where I entered in the trade as a short position. My position size is $30,000. I've kind of sized down, and I do this at the beginning of every year. I'll mention and break down why I do that in a separate video. My stop loss was around $8.50. My entry was around $10, so that gives us roughly around 15% of a loss. I give myself a window between 15 to 20% on SPX because it moves very volatile. It's a 0DT trade. I expect the premiums to be very aggressive. There are trades that I've taken that end up being 30%, but because they carry a lot of risk, I usually size down. Once we kind of break below that range, this is where the premiums actually kind of got aggressive. And this is where I took that exit of $14.40. This was the first exit that I took, giving me roughly around 40%. Right now, once we kind of break down, you guys can see we have a little bit of trouble right around the low of the day that was formed earlier on in that day. Right here, we kind of start holding, and right around that time when we have that first pullback and push down, this is when I take out the next 20-30% off, which is around $17.30. Once we break below and form a new low of the day, this is when I scale out 2 more times, once at $19.60 and second time at $24.70. So by this time, I have scaled out majority of my position. Now let's talk about using your stop loss. If I had taken the trade here at the rejection of opening print, like I mentioned before, that opening print level should have been your stop loss. But once you wait for that second confirmation, I usually like to use that candle as my stop loss. Just bring your stop loss down from where your initial stop is to where your entry was. This is a very easy formula for anybody who's struggling with a stop loss. Let's just say this is your stop loss and the purple line is your entry point, which is around 69.24, for example. Your starting stop loss is the red line. As the stock price breaks down and you scale out, you take a little bit of profits off. All you have to do is take where your stop loss was initially and bring it down to where you entered. Now what that's going to do is on your stop loss, let's say you're looking to lose around 15% or 10%. Once you bring your stop to the new price where you entered, this means this is where you most probably entered and your price is around $10. That's going to bring you to break even if you are wrong. Again, that's after you scale out. So if I'm wrong, meaning if it doesn't follow through and price kind of pulls back, I already have profit in that trade. Now, it might not be a crazy amount of profit, but I am not going to be red on that trade. Once this pushes more and you scale out one more time, then look for where we kind of close as your new stop loss. So once it pushes down even further into your favor, at this point, now you can take out a little bit more and scale out. So here, since we have that break and retest, we're going to use that level as our new stop, which is right around the 69.12 level. We scale out, you increase your stop loss to that new level here where potentially the premiums are from $10 to, let's just say, $11 or $12. Right now, on your remainder of your position, if you are wrong again, right, you can close the remaining position right around 11 and it's going to still bring you now to profitable from break even, right? Because here you would have been break even, here you would have been actually red 15% or 10%. As the stock is moving in your favor, all you have to do as you're scaling out is increase that stop. So 10, 11, now our new stop after scaling out is going to bring the price to, let's say, $15. Now, from that initial entry of $10, because we've been increasing our stop and scaling out, if you close the remaining position, you're making 50% return on that full position from your entry point. Now, incorporating this whole system into your trading strategy is going to help you achieve that higher net return. If you're not scaling out and you're just trying to hold your full position until throughout the whole day, it might work out if you have different expirations, let's say 2-week or 3-week out expiration. But if you're trading 0DTE or weekly expiration contracts, you need to incorporate this in order to get the most out of your trade. So using this opening print and 15-minute range breaks into your strategy is going to help you have great entries, and then managing that trade the proper way is going to help you achieve that higher percentage return. When we look at this trade from the percentage wise, our entry was around $10 and the highest that the premiums went was around $26.10, right, which is 160% return. But obviously, because you are scaling out as it is moving in your favor and you're scaling out 10%, 20%, 30%, whatever number it is that you have for your scale out, ultimately your final exit point and averaging all of your exits together is going to give you a rough 80 to 90% return. But you have to learn to hold these trades longer, and the only way to do that is by having good entry points. And once you have good entry and you have confidence in managing your trade, you can hold those winning trades for as long as possible. And for me personally, the way it works the best is by increasing the stop as I'm scaling out. I don't increase the stop first, I scale out first, and then I increase the stop. So this was roughly a 40-minute trade or 45-minute trade for me that netted me almost $24,000 or 80% on the full position of 30,000, right? And this is pretty much one of the strategies that I implement for a midday. This is not something that I add on at 9:30 or 9:45. Usually after 10:15, if price is retesting the opening print or the 15-minute range, then I look to incorporate this. Otherwise, if there's already momentum, then there's no real need to incorporate this type of strategy. But it works very, very well if we're not able to reclaim that opening print. Now, this strategy works really well for options, mostly for weeklies and 0DTEs, because it achieves that higher percentage return, especially when you have that aggressive breakouts. But if you're trading with 2-3 week out expirations, they're still gonna work, but that percentage is not going to be that aggressive because you're paying extra for that time. Let me know what other topics you guys would like to see from my end, and I'll see you guys in the next video.